So at the end of the last video, I wandered over here, and I couldn't even really begin to tell you why. So we're going to rectify that real quick. Down. I'm noticing that song is hard to play when the drums don't actually sound like the notes and you don't know what the buttons actually are. You know, I didn't realize that before, but now I do. So just like in the last area, we have things to do to get to the temple. And then we have to find a second owl statue, because it'll be close to the temple. Now, we're coming back here because, well, there's more to do yet. So when we first got here, there was this whole other path. This way. There's a sign warning us about it. We didn't really come this way because there wasn't anything we could do here. Now that we have the Goron mask and the lullaby, we have everything we need. But just for funsies, let's... Oh! Close to the general public and those who cannot perform the Goron jump. Well, that's us. Now there is a piece of heart along the way here that you need the Scarecrow song for. We don't have that. We also don't have a way to get over to the Scarecrow, so it's not a big deal. We also have a problem in that, well, I fell off, but I was looking over my magic meter and we don't have any. That's a problem. Can I punch this tree to get some magic? No? Fine. Go back to the last area, we'll fill up our meter real quick, and then we'll get to work. So as you can see, without magic, we can't get to our spike form. It's not really a big deal overall. It is a problem, however, because we can't get to top speed without it either. Spike's helpful, especially for hitting stuff en route, but we actually need the speed. So we gotta find some magic. Isn't this exciting? Bam! Great. Terrific. You'd think this wolf would be excited because I just set him free, but it appears that instead he's gonna be a jerk. And you know what? That's fine. That's his prerogative. I happen to disagree with it, but it's his choice. There we go. Let's not waste any on our way, shall we? In fact, just to make this go quicker, we'll zoom. Now we're having a wonderful time running. Tip-a-da-tap, tip-a-da-tap. Okay. Now our goal will be not to screw this up this time. Boy, we didn't make that by a whole lot, did we? I don't know if we have the time to get the speed for this. So let me see if I got that right. The spikes appeared, and then we got hit anyways. Okay. Okay. Well, that time it looked like we got up to speed, and we just didn't. We just didn't. Well, all of a sudden the boulders really started accelerating their pace, huh? Let's see if we can get to speed by the time this happens. It's pretty close. There we go. Wasn't so bad. We might as well just finish off. Alright, so we make it to Snowhead, location of the second temple of the game. off our mask. So we can do this. The aforementioned owl statue gives us the ability to get back here much more quickly, which I'm a fan of. Now, if we read the sign here, gusts and snow flurries may blow careless travelers off the cliffs. First of all, no one else gets to be warned. And it starts to raise a question here. We can try and go forward, but it's not going to work. There's something in the middle of that blizzard. Can't you see it? She says. So we say, oh, what can't we see? Well, when we look around there... Oh! There's a Goron who's invisible. Doing stuff. Sorry, I had the wrong thing out for a minute. Hey, look. It made the noise. So let's see. The buttons I have to remember now. No. So let's... There we go. Just makes him appear. Why is there a giant Goron here? It's not clear. Luckily, we can manipulate people and ruin their entire life. And get our familiar dungeon cue music as he dies. Bye. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's fine. If we look down there, he's actually not fine, but it's fine. We're going to be a little careful with this because this is very narrow. And we're not all that interested in falling off. Feels like that's bad. We do want to get up to speed for this slope, though. We're just going to steal its magic right quick. Ow. Alright, so we got to make our way up. It's easiest to do this in spike form if you can pull it off because of the boulders and whatnot. So we'll try. Aww. That was looking awful good, too. Really? In spike form, those knock you out, huh? I don't know what happened then, I'll be honest. Well, whatever. Sometimes the spikes defeat them, and sometimes, well, sometimes we don't talk about it. And it's super weird and awkward. Yes, wolves, you have a definite chance to get me. And all the way at the top of this big old ramp is the second dungeon. Snowhead Temple. An unsurprising name. You will notice down here the same Majora's Mask looking symbol. And that's what we think about those enemies. Don't bother. Like before, we need the big Goron's strength to push this block. That'll be a factor in this. Also notice we have a wolf. It's actually kind of tough to kill these with the Goron Link because they just block and you do manage to hit them and your attacks are super slow. They chase him into the corner. He's too good. He's always backflipping. He's never not backflipping. Okay. So, you can kind of see where this dungeon's going to be headed. We're going to have block puzzles and switch puzzles, and we're going to have ice stuff. We got a key door, we got a door with nothing, and we got an ice door. So I think our path becomes pretty clear. Yes? Is Slippery places like this, you can curl up as a Goron and roll your way across. Why don't you try it? Well, why don't you not tell me how to live my life? How does that sound? Does that sound good? I mean, she's right, as it turns out, but... So this one you're probably thinking like, okay, so what do we have to do here? Do we have to get, like, hot spring water? What's the dealio? Okay. We missed the block that was supposed to stop us, and we didn't quite stop in time. Kind of annoying. Luckily for us, there's an extreme cold problem, but we can walk across lava without getting hurt too badly. It's a trade-off, you know. Look at that fat Link. Climbing that stupid ladder. We also have to be cognizant of the time. We started this dungeon kind of at a midway point. We could have gotten here, hit the owl statue, and then reset, but it feels like kind of a waste, so we'll persevere instead. Yeah, sometimes I don't understand the rules. We rolled through that last time. Now, it was just starting, so maybe it didn't quite catch us in full, but we definitely rolled through it. I don't know. There we go. Alright, so you see it down there. Underneath that platform, there it comes again. Got a stray fairy. We're not going to worry about those a ton right now. Because I'm not sure we're going to have time to collect all those and beat this dungeon. So I might just leave that for a later run through. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And this is the crux of the temple right here. This behemoth room with a big old platform in the middle, and then looks to be ramps and littler platforms every other which direction. We're going to be spending a lot of time in this room. A lot of time indeed. Alright, so our options here. We might as well just show this off once. We can go through this door. It brings us to the bottom. So that's kind of like a get out of here situation. Down here we have some kind of weird thing on the ground, and we'll take that fairy. Okay, well, we'll try to, but now I have drums out. I don't know if we can get this bottle out in time to save this. That fairy was sitting like right behind my bum. Bam. That little switch-looking thing will be important later. We have a door through the bottom. We got a switch down here. As we talked about, the Goron's fat, so we can push even the most stuck of switches. Don't mind the skulls. We're just going to go ahead and take this stray fairy that popped out. Since we're here, I should have shot the other one too. I should have gotten it just in case we did have time. Very foolish of me. Don't worry, I'm sure I'll be punished accordingly. Anyways, back up in the main room. We once again see some areas that we can and cannot go. We got an ice door on the left, can't do anything with that yet. Got an ice door over there, can't do anything with that yet. Got an ice door over there. And then we have what appears to be a switch behind those bars. So rather than worrying about what we can't do yet, we might as well start with what we can. This room gives us a 2-block tall little structure that we can pull. As the bells toll. We're just going to push this across this room because we needed to get across a gap. 24 hours left. We are really going to be pushing it on this dungeon. Perhaps this was a mistake. But you know what? You only learn from mistakes by making them. A famous man once told me that. It's not true. That never happened. That conversation never took place. I don't know. Did we even slow down time this 3-day cycle? Is that? I don't think we did. That sounds moving awful fast. Well, I'll tell you what then. Because I think it's too late to do this now with slow down time. It would be putting it awful close. I guess we have to go back. I guess we gotta just not take our chances with this, because I don't want to have to redo entire sections. Here we've only done like 2 things in the dungeon, so I'm pretty sure we'll survive. What we do want to do, though, before we do anything crazy like that... God, I hate the drums. How are you playing those extra notes? There's only 5 drums. I did the wrong thing, though, too. I was doing exactly what I didn't want to do. Thank God I'm paying some attention afterwards. There it is. No. There it is. I did the same thing the first time I tried to play the Song of Soaring. I never did play the song that slowed down time. Because I didn't actually think I'd be getting done with that other part before I went in the temple, and it turns out I did it with more than a day to spare. However, the correct play is to not take the chance, because there's nothing worse, and I did this once as a kid, than getting to the damn near end of the dungeon. No, no. Getting damn near to the end of the dungeon. This really shouldn't be taking so much of my focus. Being close to the boss and then realizing you don't have enough time to beat them. And the goat fight actually can take a decent amount of time, depending on how well it goes. Goat fight. That means nothing to you if you don't know who the boss is. Don't worry about it. The boss of that particular temple can take some time if you don't do well in it. Also, I'm concerned about towards the end of the dungeon, at the very top of that pillar, there's a couple of things you have to do with some precision, and if you miss them, it causes you to have to loop around and waste a lot of time, and it's just no bueno. It is just no bueno. No bueno para ti. Great. Of course, we're back in the clock town where we're steadily heading towards the moon, murdering everyone. We primarily just came back here to drop off all these rupees before we went back. It's going to get us to the 500 tier. Doesn't get us anything. Makes sense. 400 did, although it was essentially nothing with just 5 rupees. Now, we're actually not quite done yet. The dog does not like the Goron either, by the way. Dogs are apparently racist. Whoop. No, I do not want to know about the bombers. Why don't I want to know? Because you guys are punks, that's why. Shut up. Get a job. I don't particularly want to be the Goron when I'm making these leaps, I don't think. It's possible, but... Ugh. Instead, we'll be the bunny so we can be Speedy Speed Boy. Don't worry about it. That's just how physics work. We haven't collected this in this cycle yet. Might as well. Now, we could go deposit that as well, just to kind of build our stockpile a little bit, but we're going to do something else first. We're going to roll into this door and not actually open it. Inside the treasure chest shop is this girl who is definitely flirting with us. It's fine. 30 rupees. Let's try it. And you know what we're going to do because we're a bunch of cheaters? We're going to save state. Alright, so in this puzzle, we need to get to that chest. And there's going to be a bunch of invisible walls that ruin our day. We just have to kind of feel our way through them. Of course, the most direct approach doesn't necessarily work. You run into a dead end. And I'm pretty sure we're going to run into a dead end. Yes, that was entirely wrong. I should have known better from the start. In my heart, I kind of knew that wasn't going to work, but I tried it anyways. It's fine. I am totally ready. I'm built for this. This way we don't have to waste rupees or the time of going back. We have to spend less time flirting with her, though. That's kind of a downer. Alright, so we were going down this left path last time. And it forced us back to the right. And then we weren't really sure because we got stopped. Well, we had the right idea. We made it with plenty of room to spare. And inside this chest... it's a piece of heart. This is the only one you can do this for. There's different prizes depending on which of the main masks you have on, and also for regular Link. But the Goron is the only one that gets a piece of heart. So... won't you try again? No, I'm good. I got everything I need out of here. You keep on living life, though. You're cute. It's a little weird that you're into each of my different forms, and I can change in front of you and you don't seem to care, but we're not going to ask questions about that. The heart wants what the heart wants. If anything, Link should be flattered that she's so into him no matter what he looks like. 'Cause let's be honest, that girl's probably above Link's pay grade. He can't even land Zelda, for crying out loud. Alright, we're going to deposit our money and we're going to finish off this cycle. How much? How much? Ah, yes, I remember. Do you? I was here 4 minutes ago. A lot. We could go find a 5 rupee real quick so we could have Hail Satan number in there, but let's not do that. Instead... oh, God. Hey, first try. And back through time we go. But as a Goron this time. Whoa. This is also good because there are a couple things we're going to want to do after the dungeon, like last time. And this will make sure that we have the time to do it. Even if we could have beaten the dungeon, there's no way we could have done the side quests as well. Unfortunately, one of those we're going to have to do on its own 3-day cycle that we're just going to have to kind of waste a lot of time of because you have to get there on the first day. But that's okay. Anyways, we'll stop there. Convenient enough. Goodbye.